All right, John, we're in the lobby, and as the college year winds down, many soon-to-be graduates are thinking, okay, I got to get a job, right? Let's put that degree to work. But it all starts with the interview process, right? Ann Larson is the managing partner of the Interview Experience in St. Louis. Literally, Ann, you help people perform well during job interviews.
I do. Both professionals and young professionals.
Okay, we talk about some of the interview nightmares that we've heard about. Share a quick story with us.
Well, the most interesting one I had was I flew to LA to interview a young woman who looked fantastic on paper. And when I got there, she was playing cards in the lobby, solitaire, with a deck of cards. And she asked me if I wouldn't mind waiting just a moment because it looked as if she was going to win the game. And she might have won the game.
Professionalize your image, as you mentioned.
Absolutely. Professionalize your image. Think about even the smallest of details, like what is your phone or your voicemail ready to receive professional messages? I called a client recently, super bright young man who attends a very prominent university here in the Midwest, and I heard, hey, leave a message.
Oh.
I wasn't sure that I even had the right number, and a prospective employer wouldn't be sure either.
Oh, well, that's a good one. These are just little tiny nuances.
Things.
All right, create an interview portfolio to showcase your academic experience.
Very important. Our young professionals are often intimidated because they bring very little real-world experience to an interview. So creating an interview portfolio allows them to showcase their academic preparation and how it's prepared them for their profession. I am currently working with a new Webster graduate who's a teacher, and she said, Ann, I can't create one because I don't have any experience. And I said, well, let's look to your methodologies classes or your student teaching. And she said, well, they're using lesson plans that I did as an example for undergrads. And I said, well, that's perfect to showcase that you understand best practices in education.
Kids have to find a job, so here's a question. When's the last time you updated your resume? Is it a one-pager, two-pager? Well, if you've been on Facebook or other social sites, you may have already done it, at least in the eyes of a potential employer. Ann Larson is the managing partner of the Interview Experience. Basically, she helps people find jobs in the best way.
So most resumes are digital. And a lot of companies will not even look at paper resumes anymore.
No kidding. So if I go into a job interview and hand them a piece of paper, they should have already seen what they want to know on an email or an attachment.
That is correct. However, I do recommend that my clients always tuck a few paper resumes into their bag when they go into interviews. That's the only place that it's probably not dead, because you never know who you might meet on an interview, and you definitely want to leave them with something. Be afraid to use a digital resume, and savvy job seekers can definitely use that to their advantage. For example, digital resumes are so much easier to tailor to the job in which you're applying for. Many corporations now use ATS software or applicant tracking systems, and those systems are designed to scan hundreds and even thousands of resumes looking for keywords. So digital resumes, it's much easier for you to look at that job description and tailor that resume.
I like that.
Exactly, so that your resume goes to the
social networking sites like Facebook, LinkedIn, all those types of things.
Well, there is absolutely no doubt that LinkedIn is actually the world's business network. So you definitely want to use LinkedIn. Most recruiters use LinkedIn. At some point, everybody is going to look at your LinkedIn profile. But what I recommend is that you have a LinkedIn profile written in a narrative format, and that you use one of the applications, and there's several out there, that allow you to attach a PDF of your professional resume right there on your profile.
Giving a double whammy. Now, many of us, of course, have personal Facebook pages. Is it a good idea to have a professional Facebook page as well? Pictures from work, accomplishments at work, awards perhaps, something separate. It's easy to make a new page.
I would definitely recommend that. It's all part of marketing yourself digitally. And this is where savvy job seekers can really get creative and have some fun. So, for example, if you have a digital resume, it's really easy to put links in that resume. And if you are looking, or if you are a presenter or perhaps an aspiring TV personality, you might maintain some video footage of yourself and maintain a YouTube channel. Go ahead and put links to that YouTube channel right there on your digital resume.
How far it's come. We're used to interviewing for a job sometimes can be more challenging than the job itself, and there are certain do's and don'ts to do during the interview. Ann Larson is the author of the Interview Essentials and managing partner of the Interview Experience, here with 5 things you should never ask on a job interview. Good morning.
Good morning. right.
How are
you?
you?
Lead off with. On a phone interview, the first interview, compensation is definitely one of those. You save that for the negotiation process. So I'm sure that that $90,000 was not brought up in the first interview. And an astute interviewer that's done, or interviewee that's done their homework, will know the salary range prior to going into the interview.
Well, sometimes aren't jobs listed or published. Here we're looking for this type of person. Starting salary is this. Is it okay then to bring it up?
I still would wait until the
Really?
negotiation
Okay.
phase, because it could give the impression that you're really there to see what the company can do for you instead of what you can
Those
bring
are
to
some
the
great tips for anybody looking for a job. And if you want more information, if you're in the hunt for a job yourself, we've provided a link to Ann's website on our website at fox2now.com. Just go and check it out, or perhaps make an appointment. Kind of brush up on those interviewing skills. Maybe you will land that $90,000 starting job after all. Fingers crossed, right? Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
John?